Hello and welcome to this episode of No Blasters with me, Kieran Bartlett. Before I introduce today's guest, let me tell you a little something about Manscaped.com. Manscaped.com is the Sean Connery of pube removal, and by that I mean it's both the OG and the future. I don't even know what that means, but anyway, I use my Manscaped stuff very regularly. I use the Lawnmower 5.0. I use the Hedger. I use the Handyman. I use the Weed Whacker. These are all great names for different various pube and body hair removal machines, gadgets, if you will. I also use the ball wipes. I don't care. And actually, I use them because I do care. And I use ball deodorant. So if you want any of these fine products, which I would highly recommend, go over to manscaped.com. Use the code NOBLASTERS20. That's the word NOBLASTERS, all one word, and the number 20 for 20% off and free shipping. I would also highly recommend trying out the Performance Package, which is the thing where you get a selection of those gadgets and some of the creams and balms and what have you, the wipes, and they stick them all into like a nice soap bag, and you get it all sent to your house. It's fucking great. Stuff's cool. It's great. Makes you feel nice. Smooth bag, whatever. Manscaped.com. Use the code NOBLASTERS20. 20% off free shipping. Thank you very much. We love Manscaped. They love us. Today's episode also sponsored by Joxer. Joxer is a sensational cafe, bistro, restaurant, eatery, food place that have locations in Bangor, Hillsborough and Hollywood. This is a fine place to go and get coffee. They do all the barista coffees that you can think of. They have a selection of teas. They do wee cocktails and all after 12 o'clock. Great times. Joxer's open every day from 9 until 4. Open Thursday through to Sunday from 5 until late for dinners as well. Sensational. The dinner menu's different as well. So they'll have this all-day brunch menu. Then it changes into this fancy fine dining, great time dinner menu. If you want to book a dinner table, I'd highly recommend using resdiary.com. So you go over there, search for Joxer, pick which one you want, and then pick a time for your table, how many people are coming and whatever. Very accommodating wee place. You know, you have like wee dietary requirements, they'll sort you out. Like when we go in as a team, some of the people will be like, you know, they've maybe gluten deficiencies. They have gluten intolerance or like lactose intolerance or like allergies and whatever. They're very accommodating with all that. They'll sort you right out. It's dog friendly, it's child friendly, it's a great time. So check out Joxer. It's the home of chaffles. We love them, they love us. Now today's guest is none other than Irish comedy royalty, absolute legend, Neil Delamere is here. Wow, fucking rare. How's it going?
I don't recognise the crown, so I'd like you to reintroduce me. I'd like to
Irish patriot Neil Delamere is here.
Irish patriot dead. Yes. I had to climb over the men behind the wire to get in here. I'll give the wolf tones a lift up in a transit van.
Straight in with, I don't recognise the crown. Unbelievable. Oh, man.
Only because you put it in my head because you were talking about your show Majestic before that. I loved your very pro read there with those two different sponsors.
Straight in.
I mean, because you were, frankly, before the cameras turned on, an absolute shambles to converse with.
I won't lie, I've been up since before 7 today.
Right.
And so I feel like...
Yeah, but have you been drinking petrol? because you started off, you said, where are you gigging tonight? And I said, Cookstown. And then 25 minutes later, we covered that you were in an M&S car park, possibly eating, possibly dogging. You had met some previous students, or current students in your previous school.
Yeah.
Whether there was an M&S in Cookstown, various different gigs in Armagh and everywhere else. And then, that's because I wasn't throwing money at you. But when sponsors came, I've never seen a clearer read of two entirely different products.
No
than
script.
That.
It's all in here.
No messing around.
Coin depends on this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny, mate. I'm a scatterbrain anyway, but like Jesus, like today, pre 7 o'clock alarm, like that's not for me. Like, that's not why I got into comedy. Like,
no,
do you know what I mean?
I actually physically resent it when it goes off.
Mate, I find it's like a deep anger.
Yeah,
you know?
has the alarm ever gone off and you just gone, fuck off?
Yeah,
I always do that.
We had occasionally I'm very late. Like I'm very lazy in terms of like, so I'll know I need an alarm this is my life, right? I'll be going to bed. I'll plug my phone into charge and I set it down.
Yeah.
And then because of where it is, when I lie down, I would have to either roll over or stand up in order to get my phone again. And I realise in saying that how lazy this is, because I could just roll over. But what I'll frequently do is say to Chloe at that point, you set the alarm, right? But Chloe likes choosing, like my alarm's just like a generic fucking wake up, fucking ring, right? Chloe likes wee bits of music. But what happens over time is that you become deeply psychologically traumatized by that. So one that we've had that we can't, like if I hear it now, I'm like, is, you know, Peer Gynt, you know, the oh mate, that's supposed to be a peaceful piece of music. When I hear it, I'm fucking lighting fires. Like I hate it.
Have you seen The Walking Dead? So there's a bit in that where Easy Street is just played to him over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I have that with random anything that was on Dancing with the Stars that we had to dance to. If you're in a shop and you hear it, you just go,
I forgot you did that, by the way.
I forgot I did that.
How long were you on that for?
We only did 4 dances. It was great crack to do.
That's like a month, like?
No. Well, there's a good bit of prep in it and all the rest. But if you hear any of those songs, like I heard that song, you know that song, Blinded by the Light.
Yeah, Blinded by the Light.
And I can hear that now in London, and I just imagine former professional cyclist Stephen Roach doing the jive.
Oh, yeah.
Or Nicholas Roach doing the jive. And it's just very, very, very weird to have that.
When you said that, I caught myself getting on like I was 55 there, just going the weekend. See?
No, you were delighted with yourself.
I know it. Yeah. I know stuff.
Yeah. And they don't have all the E's in it either now.
What about, what was that like then? I mean, like in terms of like...
Terrifying.
And how often...
Oh, terrifying.
Like, how often do you have to like go train? Are you doing it?
Oh, yeah. And then a month before it, you get a load of time to do your first one.
Right.
And so that's not too bad. As you go on... We didn't last very long, but... as you go on, the pressure builds because you're beginning to learn you got less and less time to learn.
Right, okay.
So ideally you wanted to, I would have liked to learn to jive.
Right,
that's the thing I wanted to learn, and then I would have been happy. So we missed that by, well, I mean happy. It's a relative term, isn't it? We're talking to comedians here. Would have been less angry.
I'd have been less depressed to learn the jive.
Because my parents met jiving like in the 40s or the 50s actually.
Wow.
Yeah, so I would like to have done that, but yeah, it's like think of all the comedy things you've ever done and multiply the fear by a million.
Do you know, I've felt it, and this isn't the same thing, but we did like a boy band thing at the end of my SSE shows.
Right.
And I was more worried about that being fucked, especially on the first night. I was more worried about somebody forgetting the steps for that.
But you can laugh at that if it's your own. I had to.
Yeah, no, it's actually.
I had to open with
a
a professional dancer the show, and there's a 500,000 people watching. I was the very first person of the very first thing with a South African girl who inadvertently would say stuff like that she didn't realize. So there was a point where I was learning the tango, and she had a broom handle on my shoulders, and for some reason, right, I would keep doing that. Right. I would keep doing this, and after a while, I would go, drop the hand. She'd roar. She'd drop the hand. Drop the hand. And then she'd wonder why. The next half an hour was you giggling for no reason. And you're going, I can't even begin to explain
it's shouting over at somebody, slip the tongue. You know what I mean? Oh, man, that's fucking mental.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I forgot that you did that. That's mad.
I did it because I did it during lockdown. And we were all going a bit mental.
Aye.
And you used to get offered it each year. And then I thought, it's a bit of crack.
I feel like if I was ever offered something like that, feel free, by the way.
Which one would you like to do?
Out of like what, like out of any celebrity type show?
Yeah.
I'd love to do Celebrity MasterChef. I would love it.
Would you?
Yeah. I'd flat out love that. I want to make John Turode weep. You know what I mean?
Wow, what a kink.
I know, yeah.
What a very specific kink that is. Nothing to do with food.
Yeah.
I want to tie him to a chair.
I want to dive into his soul.
How would you torture him? You put him in a George Foreman grill, would you? Slowly close it. Or watch the fat just seep away.
I weirdly had a book of his that has a great name where it's just called John Turode's Beef. And
is it people he's had rows with? That would be amazing. It's just a list of people.
Every rise.
Yeah.
Oh mate, I would love to do that. I think. Do you know what I want to sort of there's one they don't make this anymore, I don't think. But I really liked Bear Grylls, The Island.
Oh yeah.
Where it was, but they then did a celebrity one, and the celebrity one was sort of like less crack because it was just less jeopardy. Do you know? I
Right.
think when they put like civilians on it for like non-celebrities.
Would you do I'm a Celeb?
No.
So
I think it just looks like you're just sitting around, and I think that would melt me.
Joel Dammit was did the Blame Game with us once, and
Yeah.
he said, and he did really, really, really well. And he said you cannot overestimate how hungry you are and how tired you
Oh,
are.
really?
Like how imagine yourself hungry and tired, and then trying to
be crack as well.
and trying not to murder someone. Just
trying to keep your profile up while not strangling Nigel Farage. You know what I mean?
Oh, Farage be gone. I mean,
know,
you would have eaten his.
I know that's the thing. I just
yeah.
be anybody because this has happened now. The last couple, hasn't it? Where they've put on these like, I mean, politicians like Matt Hancock,
Yeah.
Nigel Farage, arseholes like who
Yeah.
are trying to claw back a bit of.
I really thought
relevance
with
and dignity.
Farage, they should have not let him back into the country. I think
No,
that would have been very
just,
funny.
I would have been so ironic as well.
Yeah, they put him on a small boat.
Or if he's gonna be allowed back in, he has to come on like a speared fucking dinghy.
Yeah,
you know?
and he has to land on a beach in Dover.
Oh,
yeah.
what a fucker. But yeah, I think I would like to do that. I think if I was ever asked to do the Bear Grylls one was good because you did get to do. I believe. Do you know what I believe would be good? What it could offer?
Go on.
The hunt. I could offer a hunting skill.
Oh, sorry,
know.
I thought you were the one being hunted.
No. I don't want to offer myself to other celebrities. Just be like, lads, eat my leg. Do you know?
Oh
what
no, I mean? I immediately could see myself with a stick and you hanging
Just like,
down,
yeah.
and then somebody else.
Just an apple. Apple in the mouth, coconut up the ring, just like we're browning them. I
Like, the worry is that you know how you would be cooked. That is the you just immediately.
Please do not waste this meat, guys. You know what I mean? Cook it all at once. Don't let me go sour in
The
the
last
sunlight.
will and testament of Kieran Bartlett. Forget about the estate. This is how I would like to be cooked. Slow cooker. 18. I want to melt off the bone. That's
so
what I
good.
do.
Yeah. I see that. What I call it.
I would eat someone, by the way, if I was stuck.
if you were stuck.
Oh, I'm 100% sure I'd eat somebody. 100%.
I always wonder where you start. Where you start someone.
Where you start someone.
I think, do you know, the bit that I would most likely eat is probably like a calf or something.
Hamstring.
I don't think. Yeah, like it's definitely a leg though for me.
It's a leg.
I think anything other than that, and it starts getting weird. If you think about feet or something.
No, that's just odd.
Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I watched this video of Marco Pierre White recently. The video wasn't recent, but I watched it recently of him making it was like pig's feet.
Yeah.
And mate, see the prep for that, mate. It was harrowing. He's like, so obviously, apart from washing them, and I'm like, so apart from washing the shite off them, the first step is of course torching the hairs off them, and he's blow torching hairs off these pigs' legs, and then he sweeps them away with like a wee brush, and then he's into the shite down of like all bits of dirt between the toes and all. I'm going, that is it. If there's one thing about pigs, it's stood in shite its whole life. So you're going, that's a nightmare. Then he starts breaking it apart, and as he's cracking the bones and all, it just starts to look and sound more like a human foot. So I'm looking at it going, this is fucked up. And then the thing it was stinking was, you slow cook it, you sort of boil it or whatever in water, and then you slow cook it in this like gravy thing that he was making. And when it comes out, this whole bit up at the top is, so you've got this wee claw at the bottom, like the wee foot, and then what would be the skin there is just like a fucking windsock, but it's this disgusting, like a genuine shit brown colour. And I was just looking at it, and then he's like, so then you just want to do something simple for the stuffing? And I'm going, breadcrumbs or something. And he's like, so it's just morel mushrooms, little pickled onions, chicken mousseline. I'm like, I'm out.
That's the point you were out.
Yeah, I couldn't cope with
Chicken
it.
mousseline.
I was like, I'll not have you mixing chicken with my pork. Now I was just looking at it going,
Is chicken mousseline, by the way, a right-wing Italian chicken? That's what it sounds like a march on Rome. It's just all these chickens only with a right wing. Just flapping.
That's fucking sensational.
You'd hang a chicken musseline upside down off a lamppost, wouldn't
Yeah.
you? That's what you do. See, I know this is
That's-
comedy and
that's
history.
unbelievable,
This is
Bambi.
you.
Unbelievable.
This is you. Nobody will understand any of these
That's so
references.
good.
Porcine
But
Hitler is lovely
I
as
just,
well.
I don't know. Like I think
I would
about-
eat. I'm telling you, I'd eat someone.
I would do legs. I don't think I could do the rest of them.
I would eat someone and
Imagine eating
like
a face. Like that's
well,
mental.
do you know this whole kind of, you know that one, the Andes one? It was
Oh,
called
yeah.
Alive, and then there's a new one on there's a new one on Netflix, kind of remade.
A cannibal thing.
Yeah, where they crash and you have to eat everybody. Like,
oh right.
and my wife was looking at me going, "Would you eat people?" And like, you know those Ryanair flights that were delayed to Manchester last week by an
You're
hour.
happy, people.
By an hour. Oh, I mean, the fella beside me would be gone.
Yeah. There was one night when we went to Brussels for the day, me and Shane and Niall, and when we came back, on the way back, the flight was delayed, but there was a flight going to Manchester. We were going to Dublin. Now the great delay that we got was the guy. You actually heard the guy going, "Yeah, so the plane has just landed in Dublin," and we're like, "So we've got to sit in Brussels and wait for it to fucking fly here, then you clean it, and then we're on." So we're going. That's a few hours. So we're knackered. We sort of just want to sleep. But there was a flight delayed to Manchester in the same bit of the terminal or whatever, but on the other side. And fuck me, they've been delayed for about 8 hours. And there was a guy there had mobilised like an army of people. Like he was fucking freaking out. They're walking around handing out vouchers, and he's literally going, "Do not accept the vouchers. This is blood money." And I'm sitting there watching
was
him
it
going, "This is
Gandalf,
fucking
was it?"
crazy." Like, and he's going, "Accepting the vouchers means you accept this chronic delay and all this." And I remember like looking at Shane going, "That guy needs to fucking chill out, doesn't he?" But then, in fairness, they were giving people vouchers for the one like bar that was still open, and they were giving them like £3. And the bar is like at the start of the airport, and it's like 20-minute walk away, 25-minute walk, and people are just like freaking out. But mate, it was fucking incredible. But you could eat someone like that. I could eat his convictions.
Oh God,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also, you know, the person you're shouting at is really the person making that decision.
Yeah, exactly.
So I went into the lounge once in Dublin Airport because I was doing very well, and there was a
Like the business lounge.
the business lounge. Oh yeah, where they bring you a selection of people to eat. It's just random people from all around the world.
How do you like your purr?
Yes.
Thrifty.
The Dickensian menu, please. And there was a guy in, and it was the last flight out of the night, and there was a guy in right before me, and the girl on the Aer Lingus lounge said to the man, she goes, "Listen, the flight's delayed by an hour and a half, so I'm so sorry about that bad weather." And he lost his mind at her. And you're just like, it's clearly not her fault.
Yeah,
so he
yeah.
goes to sit down. There's only the two of us. And you're like, oh, I was thinking, why do you have to get back? You're getting back at midnight anyway. What's so important now?
Yeah.
You're going to get back at midnight midnight or 1
Yeah.
o'clock. Are you meeting a dealer in a car park? Well, what do you, like, relax. It's not a business meeting that you're missing.
Yeah.
So he sits down and I walk up to her. And I said, "I believe the flight is delayed." And she goes, "Yeah." And then I wink at her so she knows I'm on her
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
And I said, "Why is it delayed?" And she goes, "It's because of fog in London." And I said, "Why didn't you blow the fog away?" she genuinely said, "Because I have asthma." And I fucking lost it. And he knew we were taking a piss out of him, but there's nothing he could do because we didn't say anything. And I thought he's such a dick. And fairness to him, at the end, he actually, on the way out, he apologised to her. I've never seen that before.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that. Like, you rarely see people apologise for being a complete cock.
No.
I've been a cock a couple of times.
Go on.
I was a cock the other night, to be fair.
What did you do?
This is so bad. This is up there with not rolling over to set my own alarm.
Okay.
We were going down the SSE to watch like a movie, right? And there was a game on, like a Giants game or something, so it was very busy. Said to myself, it's like a Keir Bartlett gig right here. Anyway, it was very busy, and the guy...
That was like a Kieran Bartlett gig.
Fucker. The guy waved us into the side of the car park where there's like literally no spaces, right?
Right.
And then we drove around and we finally found a space. And I'm very aware that we're approaching that time where the common attractions are starting. And I don't need to see them, but I know from experience of the cinema that it takes time to, buy your water and what have you, and your show tickets and whatever. And I'm starting to freak out here. I'm gonna miss the first 5 minutes of
The Fast and the
whatever
Furious X.
whatever this woeful film was. What was that for the holdovers? Shite, by the way, Paul Giamatti movie. It's getting like these top reviews. It's a real wank fest. Like, I'll talk about it in a minute. Anyway, so we're going in, and or do you know what it was for? It was for Baghead, a horror film I had no business seeing. I was fucking terrified. Like, it was actually good though. But anyway, we went. So he directs us the wrong way. We're going to get a space. We're going to walk out of the car park, and we're literally walking past this guy, and we're pretty much past him when he shouts over and goes, sorry, can you come back and go out that way? And I went, I know what I said, and I went, oh, not really, like. Right? And,
no, that's a mistake.
As soon as I said it, I went, oh, you dick. And I went, why? And he goes, pedestrian exit's over there. And I was just like, I know. I went, right. And then I did it. And I know that on my way to the pedestrian exit, all I was doing was like cursing him. Just going like, fucking dick, fucking was this wrong way, fucking says me, I have to walk, it's freezing, missing the film. And here, saw all the film, didn't miss anything. It's great. Baghead, so Baghead's like, Baghead's a thing about.
What a story. What a story.
Some woman.
I went to
this
go.
an apology if you heard me shouting at you. Baghead's this thing about a woman who is like an old. She's a witch from like centuries ago, who lives in a basement under some bar in like London or something, and she has a bag over her head. But this is true, and
Is it Blind Boy Boat Club?
And she has an ability where if you bring an item belonging to somebody, you can give it to Baghead, and you have to strap her into a seat, and she eats the item, and then brings that person back from the dead, and for 2 minutes you can speak to them, but after 2 minutes,
of course,
it's her speaking through them then.
Right.
And she's evil, so she's trying to try and fuck with you and convince you.
Did you have too much cheese? Go to Tesco and hear a voice that said unexpected head in the bagging area. And then you put all these things together, and then the machine talks to me like the voice of my dead grandfather.
It was mental. Like,
why 2 minutes?
I don't know. They don't go into the why.
So that's what I'd want to know. Like. So talk me through this. So Baghead is this witch. I go meet her and I go, I have my great uncle's walking stick, and she goes. To
be fair, all the items were quite small.
Okay.
So like
I found two.
Yeah,
two
she'll eat a wedding ring. She's not going through a pair of socks.
His pocket watch.
Yeah.
So she'll eat this.
Yeah.
And she'll go, my great Dublin uncle.
Yeah.
She'll go, how are you doing?
No, sorry. So.
And then she.
No.
Oh, no.
So she will turn into that person.
All right.
So your actual great uncle is sitting in front of you,
how's
right?
it going?
And you can say to
I'm
him,
very disappointed. You could have been a doctor.
Exactly.
All that stuff.
And you can say to him, here, I wasn't there when you died. What's the crack? Or here, what happens in the afterlife, right?
Yeah.
And you can ask all these questions. And that person is pretty much getting on like they've had too many pints, and it's all about, I don't really remember. Oh, it's good to see you. Where am I? And you're like, right. And then after 2 minutes, their eyes will go like,
and it's her
go like
then.
dark, and then it'll go. Then you'll get the, oh, you should have been a doctor.
Oh yeah, and does the voice change?
A wee bit, yeah. It's
right.
more. It's less, and more. And it's here. It's a free podcast, right? And
so
she,
I would classify that as the difference between 3 pints Kieran and 4 pints Kieran.
Yeah. So, right. So then, what's happening in the wider story is there's a girl, and she has inherited the bar.
Is it a plastic bag or
like a burlap sort of sack?
Oh, right, okay. So there's no sort of recycling issues.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And just a bag for life.
Yeah.
And so she's inherited the bar. She puts her name on the deed. And it's all about the deed. If your name's on the deed, you're the guardian of Baghead, and your job is to keep Baghead in the basement. I know it sounds shite. It was surprisingly entertaining.
It sounds like someone who huffs glue. That's what it
It
sounds.
was very glue based.
No,
And
but like
then-
the bag and the.
Oh yeah,
that-
mate, she's mental, and the way she eats it and all, terrifying. You give her the ring and she'll go, and that's it. It's mental.
What the,
And then,
you need a chicken Mussolini.
and then she lives in this other like in this dark door in the basement that you're not allowed to go past, and then of course the character's gonna go past it, and so the three characters that are alive are like this girl, her mate,
And
and her mate is just in the most thankless role of being like, oh, this is a bit crazy, and you're going,
Dead.
It's a bit crazy. It's fucking mental set. Like it's all. I will say this: the one bit that was a bit unbelievable to me was is their reactions to this happening, because like they're going, what does this fucking
But
thing
driving
do?
around in a van with a Great Dane solving mysteries.
You would have hoped, but it would have been more realistic if that Great Dane was making sandwiches.
Rag's head.
It was mental, because then this guy comes into it who's like desperate to see his wife, and I feel like they didn't totally explore this, because this is a good twist.
Oh, his wife's dead, and
he's doing like
yeah.
a thing where he's like doing like I'm
Yeah.
just really desperate. I need a chance to say goodbye, and then the first time he gives her a ring, her wedding ring, and his ma appears and he goes, "Oh fuck, sure I gave her my ma's wedding ring." You're like, right. So then he comes back the next day with more money, and he's paying them to do this. So he comes back and he gives over something belonging to the wife, and she comes back, and the first thing he says to her is like, "Oh, I can't believe it's you." And
What's the house code alarm?
and then what's the Netflix password, right? And he fucking
Yeah, I forgot the Wi-Fi.
yeah. The next thing he says to her is, "Who were you going to see that night?"
Oh.
And you're like, "Oh shit, that's just got Jerry Springer up in this." And that whole bit was good.
So hold on, but now, is it so he gave the wedding ring of his wife, what it was his mother's.
Yeah,
So obviously Baghead has some degree of proprietary. I mean, she has rules.
yeah. Oh, there's
So
so
whoever
many
owns
rules.
it first. Whoever owns it first.
That's who's
So
coming
if somebody
through.
came along, it's like a fucked up antiques roadshow, isn't it? I mean,
She's big into provenance.
She needs a
she needs to
letter.
know where it's come from.
do you know what I mean? So if you came in and you gave her something and someone else that you didn't appear,
Eat this bit of stolen Nazi art.
Yeah.
And we'll find out who owned it.
yeah.
You know.
So
Unbelievable.
yeah, you have a small little Madonna with the big boobies from Hello Hello, and then it's some poor family it's been taken off.
Yeah.
So what? Fuck Baghead. What we could use is Baghead 2 is just her establishing who owns what.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine now. Oh, we give her the Proclamation of Independence, and we give her the Ulster Covenant, and Northern Ireland's constitutional position is decided
By Baghead.
by Baghead.
It'd probably
It's
make
not
more
any
sense.
worse than what's going
Oh,
on
mate, that's fucking
between
great.
Westminster.
I can't
Stormont, and
believe.
Dublin.
I couldn't believe. Then he eventually goes a bit nuts. That guy.
Oh, the guy who murdered his wife.
He didn't. He actually sort of. It was weird. I don't think he
sort of
murdered
murdered her.
He was giving her pills, and the pills caused her to crash the car.
Right.
He was a bit coercive, right? A bit. And
Do you see Baghead without the bag at all? She always bag full
she
rather
goes.
than bagless.
I think she debags towards the end, and she's like a terrifying bitch.
It's a Dyson opportunity, isn't it? If Dyson sponsored the next one and she had no bag,
Yeah, it's just
a cyclone.
Yeah.
Her head spinning
Yeah.
around really fast.
Do you know there was a couple of great jump scares in it though? There was a jump scare that totally got Chloe.
Okay.
Where a picture falls off a wall and she absolutely shot in the cinema.
Okay.
And then there was one where this was a creepy jump scare, not just a jump. There was a creepy one where somebody's like looking at a laptop and then pulls the screen down, and they've just seen everybody that has their name on the deed of this bar has died or has killed themselves, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh my god!" And there's a picture of some old German guy going, and then she pulls the thing down, and his fucking ghost is sitting there just going, classic horror movie. I'm just sitting here smiling, right? And like you just shit your monks. And there was a couple of people sitting on the other end of the row, and I saw them out of the corner of my eye doing a big like sort of fucking reaction to that one, because that was creepy. Like
You
it
should
was a good movie though.
I would go back to the cinema dressed as him.
As
Just
a
sit-
creepy
just
creepy
sit-
German
Just sit
barman.
at the end
yeah.
of the row. And when the lights
I
come
am
up at the
I am
end,
Otto Vogler. That's me. I don't know how I've remembered his name. It's crazy.
wow.
That's
That is
I've
amazing.
really pulled that out of my dick hole. Like also, there was a couple.
Oh, you keep all your memories.
That's right. That's right. I keep German names because they're so sharp. So there was. Well, do you know?
Wow.
Do you know what it is? So I've talked about this once or twice.
You have a master's, don't you?
I've 2 masters
And your PhD.
and a PhD.
So presumably you require the ability to, recall things. So if I ever
a wee
see
bit.
you in an exam, and just pulling at yourself,
I'm
you're
just
trying to
like-
remember
Yeah.
who commanded
I'm trying to get a date out. Yeah.
the Battle of Stalingrad. Who was the sniper?
So we got some great treatment from the cinema, to be fair, because we
Okay.
did a wee event for them and they gave us a free cinema pass for the year. Great days, right? We've been to see some shit in January. Like, I mean, just like, because it's free, so you can just go. So like, we've seen some good stuff. Beekeeper with Jason Statham, very good. Queen Rock Montreal, a weird but good time, right? And then Baghead was actually really funny. Night Swim, have you heard of this one?
No.
I don't want to spend as much time on this as Baghead. It's a simpler story. It's about a swimming pool that can kill you.
That's Loch Ness.
It was, yeah, it's the baby pool in Andytown Leisure Centre. It was, don't swim in there. Is it dangerous? It's all piss.
Yeah.
It's all piss.
Can you see that wee shite? No. That is a wee shite that has been done many years ago. That is...
There was, I mean, have you seen Cocoon? This is like the reverse of Cocoon, because Cocoon is, there's a swimming pool that can keep you alive. This is a swimming pool that can kill you, and it has.
But Cocoon, Cocoon is basically Lourdes Grotto, isn't it? It's a pool for the elderly that can keep you alive.
Yeah. It is, yeah. It's fucking rare. I hate it. Do you know what's weird? I hated Cocoon, but I watched it a lot when I was a kid.
Have you ever watched, where they tell you what age they are now, or they were at the time? Have you seen that?
No.
Or only the Golden Girls. So one of the Golden Girls, Blanche.
Yeah.
She is the same age as like J-Lo now, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! And she looked ancient,
no, he
like.
was only 33. Boom. And then who was Victor Meldrew? There's somebody has now hit Victor Meldrew age.
And it's just like, yeah, but it's
like Shakira.
Yeah. Wherever, whenever.
Shakira.
Do you like that? Did you? Were you a fan?
What do you mean? Did I like that?
I mean, you said Shakira as if like you were looking back on
like she's not in my life anymore. Once you go Shakira, you never go back.
Do you know what's mental? I was talking about her. I started. Do you ever put the come hither on somebody? Where you
what now?
You put the come hither on somebody. Where you talk about them and then they die or something happens to them.
Did you write Baghead? Were you Baghead?
I ate one of Shakira's albums, right? No, I believe.
Trying to pass that.
I
out,
believe,
and your hips not lying.
I saw an episode of.
Who did you kill?
Oh, I know what it was. I saw an episode of The Overlap, and it had the footballer Gerard Piqué on it, and he was talking to Gary Neville, and he was with Shakira for a long time. They have kids and all. And I remember sometimes when I'm watching something like that, I'll keep the tab open, but I'll have a wee Wikipedia squiz at somebody. So I had a wee squiz, and I went, fuck, holy shit, he's with Shakira. And they've got kids, oh shit, right, and whatever. And then I was reading all about him. I think he's like going to be the first footballer. It's like a fucking billionaire or something like that because of all these mad deals he's made with fucking Spanish FA and Saudis and all right. So I'm having a bit of crack finding out about that. And then I was talking to Chloe later, and I went, where did you would sort of like have like this whole thing and whatever, and I said something about him because they asked him a question about Shakira on the thing, what's it like, sort of, she's obviously fucking probably more famous than you are, like, blah blah blah, and he sort of did this weird little sort of thing, and I went, Trouble in Paradise perhaps, and about a week later all news happened and we were talking about it, but I believe I've come hither, that relationship, I've killed it.
Yeah, I'd say that's what happened there.
I've said to Chloe, it's a wee bit weird.
Yeah.
A wee bit of Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah.
Next thing, what is there? Trouble in Paradise.
And the spirit of Shakira, that like in that kind of, what are the butterfly effect, butterfly flaps its wings somewhere and then there's a hurricane somewhere else.
The butterfly flapped its wings
Yeah.
in Japan. 2 minutes later, I was like, Trouble in Paradise. 1 week later,
Yeah.
it's off.
And butterflies all wrapped in with Cocoon, because you watched that earlier.
And
That's
then
wrapped in a cocoon.
Speaking of Cocoon, right? Night Swim,
Yeah.
a ridiculous film. Like,
This is
do
the
you know
only
do you know how-
podcast
do you know-
that you could play in any order. In any order, at any speed.
Just words.
And and it would make no
Play it
sense
backwards,
or all
it's
of the
just-
sense.
It's just Beatles lyrics. We were watching it, and the story in Night Swim is basically they buy a house. It has a pool. There's a guy. He's a pro baseball player,
right.
and he's developing some kind of
Twitch.
some kind of fucking. It is like a Twitch thing. He develops like a, what do you call it? Isn't it like a wasting illness or something?
Okay.
And they say the pool might help him, so he's looking for a pool. So they get the pool, and then he realizes, here, if I stand in this pool, I'm actually able to fucking smash baseballs again here. I'm gonna get back in the big leagues and all this. And then he realizes that the pool is actually trying to kill him. It's as good as it sounds. And then there's some drama. There's a great scene in it where someone's just like standing in the pool and just goes, "Ugh," and you're like, right, that's it. That's scary. And then there's a scene in it.
It's like a walk-in bath. You know those ads for the older people?
Old people where they go for a bath in their full bathing suit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I would hate sitting in that for? Sitting in the dirty water. I've always thought about this. Sitting in the dirty water while it drains around you.
But that's what a bath is.
No, but I get out of the bath. If I was getting a bath, which I don't, a shower, I would get out of the bath when there's still water in it and then empty it.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, but
could you not do that sitting down?
No, because if you open the door, water's gonna fucking go everywhere.
Yeah, but you get to a certain level.
Where
do you clean your pig's feet? I mean, you're not doing that in the sink, you animal, are you?
I think I'd have to do that out the back if I was doing pig's feet.
I trained a pig to lie on its back.
So the worst bit I will say in either of these movies, I just need to say
I want to know about Beekeeper, but go on.
I'll give you Beekeeper.
Okay.
It was great. The worst bit in any of these movies was the same in both films, was a complete lack of reaction to something mental. So the complete lack of reaction. So the first time they see that guy's ma comes back and starts giving him shit about why she had taken her own life and all, right? So the ghost of his ma has come back to give him shit, right? And they just go, yeah, just like, this is fucking, that's
what happens.
That's Baghead, right? And then in the Night Swim one, there's a bit where a ludicrous scene, by the way, where that Irish actor who's in Banshees of Inisherin, she played the sister.
Barry Keoghan. Oh no,
I can't remember her name.
Condren. Laura Condren, is it? Louise Condren?
Aoife. We're making it up. Anyway, Carrie
Condren.
So she was actually really good in this, to be fair. And so to be fair,
she's great anyway.
To be fair, Wyatt Russell is the guy, and he was quite good in it. It was just a bit of a shit script anyway. But there's a bit in it where she goes to she realizes that some families own this place before them, and she's trying to find out what the crack is with the pool. And this old whatever Japanese lady or something that owned the house is literally sitting there talking to her, and then and just goes, and all this black shit just starts pouring out of her fucking nose and out of her mouth, and she's just going, "Hey, mate, it's absolutely mental," right? Then she goes back to the house and goes, apparently the whole thing is that in order for you to get healed by the pool, somebody else has to pay the price. So if you're going to get healed, somebody else has got to fucking walk into the pool and die. They realize their wee son, spoilers, is starting to get sick, and so the dad goes, somebody's got to pay the price. Does the dad thing and walks into the pool. No one reacts to that though. No one goes, "It's the last time I'll ever see you." Hug. No one goes, "You've been turned into a mental cunt by this pool, but here, all's forgiven because you're going to give it up to save wee Timmy." None of that. Just like, somebody's got to pay the price. And everybody just goes, "I'm so glad it's you." It's just fucking, it's mental. But, so complete lack of reaction. So Beekeeper.
Okay.
I'll give you it all, right? Jason Statham is both a literal beekeeper in that he has hives. I don't mean he's not sitting there, "Oh, I drunk too much orange juice again." I mean, You know, you get hives if you drink. That's a weird reaction. You get hives if you drink too much orange juice. No,
So, yeah.
or that's what I was told when I was a kid.
Urticaria.
Maybe they just didn't want me to drink all the orange juice. Yeah,
Idiopathic urticaria.
is that what that's called?
Idiopathic means they don't know what's wrong, and urticaria is hives.
Should have been a doctor.
I know.
So,
Should have been a doctor. Surely,
you know?
beekeeper is the follow-up to Baghead, because it's just more stuff.
it's just more shit. Yeah,
Because he's just more stuff on his head.
So-
and then the next one is full-on clan outfit, and then the next one is I don't know,
like
dressed as a fencer.
Chewie from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's amazing. So beekeeper, he's both a literal beekeeper and that he has like hives of bees and does jars of honey for people.
Right.
But beekeeper's also the name of like a, like a CIA black bag trainee operation, like assassin program that he was part of called Beekeeper.
It's such a shite secret name when
Isn't it?
he is a beekeeper.
like Operation Beekeeper, and then when you find out what it is, it's like
It's like Operation Catch the Rat.
I know,
What's
yeah.
that about? It's about catching the rat.
Operation Fly Killer, right? So you're going like he basically, it's all about like he's like a hard Jason Bourne, right?
Okay.
And like more comic book Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
And
Tough, not aroused.
yeah, and
I will be with you in a minute.
just Matt Damon sitting with a heart on, going, "Who am I?" You know what I mean?
I have to pick some German names out of my cock.
So he's like he's like a retired he's a retired operation beekeeper, but he's a
current beekeeper.
He's a current actual beekeeper.
retired beekeeper.
Exactly.
Okay, right.
So one of the people that he's given honey to, as it were, is the Ma from the Cosby Show, right? And he goes over to her house.
Felice Rashad. Is that her name? Is that, yeah, she was.
So
The Ma from the
that's
Cosby
fucking
Show.
unbelievable, right?
Go on.
So he's over. He's been chatting to her. Everything's gravy, and then
Is your husband still giving people drugs? He's horrible.
so he goes to bring her over a jar of honey, and when he gets there, he realizes what's happened. Where she's been on the computer,
Yeah.
and she's got like a virus sort of pop up on her computer and say, if you don't fucking ring this number now, there's gonna be problems. So she rings the number. Oh, I don't really do computers. Just tell me what I have to do. And these guys talk her through basically letting them into her bank account, and they clean her out, and they clean out a couple of million out of a charity that she runs and whatever. And when this is where it does take quite a dark little dip for about 10 minutes. When she realizes what's happened, immediately kills herself, right? And I'm like, that's extreme, right? I mean, try and get the money back first. You know what I mean? Anyway, she just immediately does it. Obviously, it's for the story. So she does that. Statham, not aroused by this, absolutely angry, right? Steaming mad. So he comes over to give her the honey, realizes what's happened. The cops arrive. The cops catch him there. And he's like, he's just not talking. And they're like, are you going to talk to us? And he's just like,
No.
He doesn't even, he just goes, and communicates no, right? But anyway, the story then becomes, what?
Have you ever seen him diving?
He's fucking unbelievable, because that's what he did, wasn't it?
There's a clip of him diving in the Commonwealth Games, isn't there?
Yeah, he's like, that's what he did. That's why he's fucking ripped asunder, is because he was a proper diver, wasn't he? Like, that was his thing. Unbelievable. I love that he's made a career. Like, I actually think he's quite good in some things, and I like that he's made a career
He's great.
out of what I would describe as a hard worker's amount of talent, if you know what I mean. Like, his hard work probably does more than his natural ability for acting.
Have you ever seen the film where he batters the shit out of somebody with a hurl?
I enjoy when he says, "Have you ever heard about the Irish game, hurling? It's like hockey crossed with murder."
I can't remember what film it is, but it's...
He just beats the content of somebody with it. Yeah, it's great. It's not... Is it Crash or one of those? Or
Yeah.
There's one of those. I don't think it's Transporter. I like Transporter movies. Anyway, so he basically... Then the Cosby Ma, her daughter in the movie, not a Cosby, arrives, and she's in the FBI, and the cops are doing a shit job. She's trying to find out what happened.
So her daughter was in the FBI?
Or sorry, her daughter's a cop. And then
she didn't try and get the money back. She immediately dispatched herself.
Yeah, so she's dead.
Okay.
And they're going, what happened? And he knows what happened. So he goes on then, a Jason Bourne, I'm going to fucking kill everybody, sort of a mission, kills all these people, blows the place up. Then the people that own the company...
Spoiler.
Spoilers. They're coming after him. It gets a bit mental. It's all very action and chasey. There's a great bit where he ties somebody to a truck. It's one of the fucking most mental things I've ever seen in the movie. And then it gets into... this whole thing then where you start realising that the people running the scam company are actually connected to the government and all this type of stuff. And then he kills everyone.
Watch this one.
It's fucking great. Like,
have you seen Reacher?
The series? I haven't. I hear it's good.
There's a brilliant bit in Reacher. I mean, the books are...
I like some of the books.
I really like the books. I prefer the earlier books probably, but and I also like the fact that, you know why he's called Lee Child?
Yeah, it's, isn't it...
He wanted to be between Agatha Christie and Raymond Chandler in bookshops.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry, no.
Yeah.
Sorry, do you know what I'm thinking? I know why he's called Reacher.
Right, okay, go on.
So he's
very tall and he got stuff for people.
It is that? That's weird. It's
is it?
Yeah, he's the writer Lee Child is tall.
He's very tall, yeah.
And his wife, when he was writing the first book, he hadn't actually given the character a name yet because it's all first person, so he'd only written the first few chapters, and he hadn't written the name in yet.
So it's all like, what do you like of these? Jack Reacher, Johnny Ladder, Mary Stretchy, Michael Handel,
Ronan Hightower,
Porriga Pulley.
So he apparently, so she said to him, well, you know, he helped some old woman in a shop reach something, and his wife said to him, well, you know, if the writing doesn't work out, you'd make a great Reacher.
And that worked.
And he went with it. Yeah.
Wow.
Jack Reacher.
There's a bit in the new series, and you know, I've seen everything in action films now. I've seen everything. And I'm not giving anything away because it's in the trailer. There's a guy waiting outside in the car for him, right? And he walks out, and your man's staking out wherever Reacher was in, and he gets annoyed that this guy's waiting for him, and he goes over and he kicks the front of the car.
I've seen that in an advert
So hard that the airbag pops out and hits your man in the face.
Great.
And I just went, fuck me, I haven't seen that in anything.
See, well, that's what I felt about Beekeeper, because I hadn't seen anybody keep bees in a movie before, but I also hadn't seen this bit when he ties somebody to a truck. It was fucking mental. Like, it's one of them ones where you actually went for the first 2 seconds, and then you went, you know, it was fucking...
What was the second? I didn't know. Oh yeah, what was that?
When he tied someone to a truck.
Is that
and you just
excitement?
Oh, mate.
Okay.
But like...
I'm trying to interpret.
The sort of excitement that you shouldn't be allowed to have outside of the house. Do you know what I mean? You're just like, go make a dick yourself. But like, it's weird. We've seen some. I'm not going into any detail on this, I promise. The holdovers.
Okay.
Trash. Do you know what it's trying to be? Do you know what subgenre it's in? Educational coming of age films. You know, like I would throw Dead Poets Society. I would throw Scent of a Woman. I would even throw Good Will Hunting and Finding Forrester in there.
Yeah, but you're not criticizing those, though.
No, those are all great movies.
Yeah.
This is trying to be in that subgenre.
Okay.
And never really makes it there. Paul Giamatti's brilliant in it.
Is there anything that makes something that happens in a film or TV series that makes you go, oh, this isn't going to be great? For me, it's the teenage daughter storyline.
Oh.
So it's not when the whole thing is about teenagers. So like if you look at Yellow Jackets, that's kind of really good, right? Because it's all about them and their worries and what happens to them, all the rest. But if the teenage daughter storyline is added on to something else, so Ray Donovan, she's a bit of a pain. Homeland, she's a bit of a pain.
24.
24,
she just kept getting kidnapped. You're like, stop trying to get kidnapped.
Like there's a million of them.
And
you just go, because the character's only there for you to be annoying. They're never sound.
There was. I feel that way. The show Californication, the daughter and that used to irritate me. Also, there's a couple of ones though, because do you know
the Americans the same.
They're both annoying kids, though.
Yeah,
and
but
then,
it's always the same. So the daughter is beginning to figure out what the nefarious actions
Yeah.
of the parents are, and the teenage children's always like, "Babe, what's going on?"
the son is like
They're always
stupidly
idiots.
oblivious
Yeah.
to the fact that his man and dad are fucking spies. You're
yeah,
going,
or
wake
yeah.
up, cunt. It's
Yeah.
happening under your nose. Like, see, do you know what one melted me? I was talking about this the other day, and it's in the first series of 24, his wife. I mean, I don't think I've ever been happier to see a tragic ending of a character in my life. Like, I mean, spoilers here. It was like fucking 20 years ago. She gets shot in the end of that, and I remember feeling relieved. Like do you know? There's a 4-episode arc for her in the middle where she has temporary amnesia brought on by the trauma of the day, and she's just going, I don't remember, and like it is the most it is so melting. You're just sitting watching going, but you know that if you fast forward it, you'll miss some detail that might come up later, so you have to sit through it.
This is I have invented something. I want this to be invented. This is my idea, right? We're all second screening so much. I want a blue tint, right? A blue tint, purple tint, some sort of tint.
Yeah.
On a TV show when it is character stuff. When you're finding out about someone's motivation,
Yeah.
or what drives them, and where they're here, and where they're going, and where they've been, right? I want a blue tint. I want a red tint for plot.
Yeah.
Right? So I can be on my phone and just go, he's just talking about his dead ma. Right? Or he's talking about that time he wanted biscuits, but there was no biscuits, and the biscuits are an allegory for fucking the love of his uncle. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if it's blue, I can just look up and then it'll be blue. I won't bother about it. Because I don't need to know that.
And then when it's red.
And when it's red, I go, all right. So, she's found the letter in
what happens if it's really good writing and the characters generating stories, they're a purple tint?
There's a purple tint, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then like.
When does that happen?
Rarely these
Yeah.
days.
It's good when
Always
it does
care
now.
about the script though. But anyway, mate,
I would love to see your next script, just to see. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I'd like to see the script editor's face as you handed them the script. I reckon if you handed, I think you should get what we have talked about today written out.
This is a transcript. Of
A transcript of this, and give it to. You know the way they think AI is going to take over the world. I think if you gave AI, it learns from AI, like so it's machine learning.
I just said it back.
I think you would have said. I think this is the equivalent of the Luddites smashing the shit out of a spinning jenny in the Industrial Revolution. Kieran Bartlett could be the savior of the human race. He talks such shit.
Terminators are walking down the street. I'll just come out and go, have you seen the holdovers? Yeah, in Cookstown.
Yeah, just Terminator. I am now a soda stream. I don't know. Everything is broken.
Terminator. What a fucking great time. I love finding out facts about that. That's like,
about Terminator the film.
Yeah, or like it's just like I've seen Schwarzenegger talk about it a couple of times. Or like, do you know what's a really weird but great interview with that guy Michael Biehn? You know the guy who was like, he's Kyle Reese in Terminator in the first one. He's like, he's in shit films like Navy. I say shit films, great shit films like Navy SEALs and The Rock. Oh, he's in The Rock.
And Alcatraz Rock, that one.
Yeah. He's the leader of the Navy SEALs. Gives that great speech and then gets fucking wasted in the shower room. Man following the general. You're under oath as United States Marines. Have you forgotten that? I'm like, fucking great. But he talked about like how like Schwarzenegger and Cameron would be like at loggerheads like during that and all, because Schwarzenegger would be like fucking saying, I should say this, I should say that, and he's going, I'll direct it, sure, will I, Arnold? You know what I mean? I'll write it, sure. Yeah. You fucking say what's on the page. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think, and then I saw Schwarzenegger talking about something similar. He's saying he wanted "I'll be back" to say,
"I will be back."
I will be back. Or it was a longer. It was like I'll be. It was a great story. It was like
I will be back presently.
It was like an extra word in it, wasn't it? It was like I'll be coming back. I'll be coming back or something like that. And he was like, "Oh, you fuck up now. You know, I'll tell you what to say," and it worked out. Like,
I love all those ones where you find out the
facts,
the
trivias.
Yeah, the one on do you know the one in Indiana Jones where he has the guy comes out with the sword and there's all the mad sword play, and then he just takes out the gun and shoots him. He was meant to do something with the whip apparently, and he had the flu. And Harrison Ford just went, bang, and they went, we're leaving that in.
Yes.
That's deadly.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like it. That's a great scene as well, because you think this is going to be... Have they ever made... Like, I know some people don't think Indiana Jones is amazing or that it hasn't aged well.
What?
But I'm like, is it not the most crack? Like, the first time you watch Indiana Jones...
Yeah,
and
mind blown.
This guy's fucking catching all the shit with a whip and then shooting constantly. It's fucking unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's brilliant.
Kieran Bartlett's TV film reviews. And then he's catching things with a weapon, shooting cunts.
I think I asked, I pitched some the other day. This is mental. This is a mental statement. I might be doing something later in the year to do with sausages, right? And I know
it's a Brexit thing.
I know I said the phrase, we get a couple of people in the room, people are cooking. I was like, I goes, he's making a hot dog, this cunt's making a fry. Everybody, I wasn't even trying to be funny. Everybody was sitting there when I went, this cunt's making a fry. I was like, that's the slogan. We'll pitch that to the sausage company, will we? This cunt's making a fry. T-shirts with on it and all. Aprons. Fucking mental.
Pitching that to the sausage company.
Oh,
what a
Jesus.
fucking phrase that is.
Mate, I be honest, see some of the things I get asked to do, and I'll usually do it if it's mental. Like if it's something funny like that.
Do you know the way you have to do a little kind of trailer for, and it's called a sizzle reel. Surely the sizzle reel for, oh my God, where am I doing a gig tonight?
Oh, the home of Sizzle.
Cookstown. All of this is
we can
full
only mention it
circle.
as a place because it's not the company I might be working with. I'm only joking.
You pork slut.
Look at me going.
You're
Look at how serious I am right now.
Yeah. There's money or pork involved, one or the other.
Unbelievable. All that. Somebody actually said to me the other day, does this mean... Because I was talking about how I think like one larger company owns loads of sausage brands, which I thought was mental. And somebody goes, does this mean you're taking money from big sausage?
No, that was ages ago. I feel that this podcast, and isn't that Bismarck quote, you shouldn't see sausages or laws or this podcast being made. Do you know what I mean? It should just come fully formed.
Not a lot of people will drop a bit of Bismarck,
There's not a lot of podcast hosts I could drop it to who would appreciate as much as you do.
Enjoyable.
I could see you going,
All of Bismarck, there's another one. You know what I mean? Just straight out of it. What?
Prussia's your host.
So here, what's the crack with Cookstown? So you're gigging there tonight.
I'm on a tour, yeah. That's about something like 70 or 80 dates at this point. I'm doing the SSE Arena.
My tour's like, I'm doing about 9. I'm like... How do you do fucking 80 odd?
I don't know.
Like that's mental. Like so, like is this like you're going through?
So I do.
You must be going through like fucking near every town, everywhere.
I do. I try and do kind of nearly every county in Ireland, and then I'm adding on a few in. I'm doing kind of Bristol and London and Glasgow and Manchester and a few of those over there. So yeah, do it every year. Do kind of maybe 60 dates every year.
Do you do any in Kerry?
I do, yeah. I'm doing the INEC this year, yeah.
Where's that? Was that in Killarney?
Yeah, in Killarney. Yeah, Sheem Satira is good. Sheem Satira in Kerry as well. Why do you ask about Kerry?
I just like it down there.
Do you?
Oh, I love it.
No, well, Kerry's... I like Kerry because Kerry's a little bit like Donegal. It has that sort of wildness, sort of... I
love it.
You know, the pubs are named after people's surnames. That's what I don't like about... You know, when you go to London and it's all like, oh, you coming down the Dog and Dock or the Badger and Stethoscope?
I'm going to O'Sullivan.
Yeah, that's what
and
you
that's
want.
It doesn't even say O'Sullivan's.
No.
It just says, or it'll just say Conlon.
Yeah, you don't want, we're having cocktails in the Swan and Hysteresque me. You don't, do you know what I mean? You want McDonald's.
Yeah.
There's always an owl at the end of the bar smoking a pipe made out of his own leg. Do you know what I mean? Tell you about the time we met a mermaid. Those lads.
Yeah,
there's a bit of wildness down there, and I like the gigs for that reason.
There's a wee town. So we would go to Kenmare. I love it there.
Oh, yeah.
There's a wee town just outside it, and I love when you drive through these wee towns, and one family has dominated it for centuries. Do you know what I mean? Everything's just the fucking this is the and it'll always be like a, you get like a wee double barrel name. Oh, this is the
Healy Rays in Killorglin is the big one. Yeah,
mate, they're all over this other wee town.
Yeah,
what do you call a wee town? The wee small one.
Well, it's probably called Healy Ray now.
Pardon? You know the wee small one that we go through
Dublin.
down near Canmore, that wee tiny one where the petting farm was. Oh fuck, it's gone. Anyway, but yeah, mate, they love it. Do you know we saw a sign at one of the bars in Canmore for a clinic being held by Healy Ray, but it was like a political clinic.
Oh yeah,
Which I'm just like,
not a laying on of hands.
It was on like a Saturday night. Like I'm going, who's going down to the pub of a Saturday, being like, do you know what I want? Local politics tonight. You know what I mean?
Oh, we're going to see who's got planning permission. Oh my God! Oh, I'm going to object to everything. Oh, the crack! Oh. The potholes in my street I looked into the other day and I saw a kangaroo. That's how deep they are. I can say hello to my niece in Australia. I love them. Proper Kerry, everything sounds slightly magical. No matter what you're saying.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
It's like, even if it starts off like business speak, we're glad you were at the meeting today because the fairies have come. They're all here and they're doing their spells.
I heard, I think I talked about this, didn't I? The amazing quote I heard out of some woman just as I was walking past, where she was just, like, I'm literally just walking past, she's talking to some guy outside a bar, she's like in the middle of the fucking day, and she, on the way past, on my way up the street, she was talking about, like, because it was sort of like late autumn coming into the winter, and it was getting a bit sort of getting that Christmassy sort of vibe, and she's going, oh, I love to see the long nights coming in, to some guy, and I thought, oh, it's just beautiful, right? And then, like, on the way back, I just hear her going, oh, I'd love to give her one good hard belt in the face myself, the same girl. And I was just like, Jesus fuck, this is transform. All I did was go to the bank, like, it's fucking mental. I love it down there, though. Something, I love it there. Like, I was just wondering where you do, because there's a wee theatre in Canmore, and I'd love to throw a gig on in it some night.
There's loads. I did one in, was it Killarclan? Some hall, and it was really kind of advanced. They could press a button and all the seats would move back and forth and all the rest, right? And one year was great, and then the next year I went down, they were like, well, there's not as many people now coming tonight. And I said, when they're all in the musical, and the musical's on in Killarney, and they're all in it.
Shit.
And they were all, the people who went to the show were in performing in musical.
Fuck me.
Yeah, do you know Ohm writing? You know that old Irish, nearly all of the Ohm stones, they're all found down there. And a friend of mine lives down there, and he's a doctor of folklore.
Oh fuck!
And he drives around, and he goes, on my way to work, I'll see like a megalithic tomb there and a Neolithic tomb there, and all this, and all the stories are from down there. So it's kind of a magical.
Yeah.
It's where Tiernan Og is meant to be.
Aye.
Under the lakes of Killarney.
I just I don't know, there's just something special out there. I sort of like we would have been out before we went and did like, more driving around when we go down, but like been to Valentia Island a few times and that kind of thing.
Have you been to Skellig Michael?
I haven't been out to it. Do you know, me and my brother booked to go out to it, and then it called off because of the weather. Like,
it's amazing.
Yeah. It looks fucking unbelievable. I don't know that it's built for me. I don't, not that anywhere is. I don't go, is this built for me? Meaning more, I don't think it's Kieran Bartlett accessible.
You'd be surprised, actually. Now, it is. I'm still surprised people are allowed walk up, to be honest with you, because it's pretty steep.
The steps up in here, for me, I don't like them.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, it's not for you.
Do you know, if I'm honest?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll time a piss so that I stop halfway up and go to the wee toilet there.
Oh, thank God there's a toilet.
And then there's a couple.
Okay.
And then
I thought you were just having a slash off the. I'll just do the banister.
Halfway up the stairs, there's a bin. Right?
Yeah, there's a back lady opens up.
So the tour is sort of everywhere, but then you're doing up here. You're doing the SSE.
SSE, yeah, doing a couple of nights in the Millennium Forum.
When's the SSE show?
February the 16th.
So like next, is it a Friday or Saturday? Is it a Friday?
It's a Friday. That's
a
Friday.
So like
yeah.
next
Friday.
Oh, Friday.
Yeah.
Friday this week.
This Friday.
This week. Get your tickets now if there's any left.
Yeah.
Unreal. It's great in there. It's good atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's different. We were talking like the other day about like where's good. I to be fair, they've all been good in different ways, but the waterfront is cool. Like, we went and saw Brian Coxon waterfront there like last week. It was fucking unbelievable. Like,
really?
Just for that show was amazing, and then we saw Frankie Boyle in it as well. It was good. Like,
yeah. Again, I did that I put that in the diary in the middle of the pandemic because I was just like, I want to do something different. I want to do something kind of cool. And why not do an ice hockey arena? It's insane.
It's class. Do you know what?
It's much better than you think it's going to be as well. You walk in and then you hear the sound, because they've done so much stuff, because you lads are doing so much stuff here, yourself and Shane and everybody else. They've gotten used to setting it up.
Yeah.
And so first time I did it, I was like, this is deadly. This is a proper gig.
It was brilliant. Like, I mean, I was talking about it there yesterday. I often talk about my great successes, but I normally joking. I was talking about it there to somebody there the other day, and it is mental. Like, it was just mad. So like, I know it's gonna be a great gig, but and then the tour. When do you finish up? When are you taking a wee break?
I'm thinking about doing Edinburgh. So I don't the festival, but only maybe for a couple of weeks, and then it'll be done.
I don't know if I'm gonna do it this year.
I did a triathlon. I didn't do it last year, so I had the whole summer back, and I did a triathlon. And yeah, and well, like the sprint distance. But I suppose the point is that you get your full summer back, and you're like a very happy person.
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
I'm not in May going, I have to do a preview of this, show that's kind of rough. You're just enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I don't know if I can be basically arsed with it this year. Yeah, because it fucking made.
Did you do the full run though?
Yeah.
The full run. I've done that a million times, and it's too.
It broke me spiritually.
I tell you, the first time I did it, my agent gave me a box of chocolates. Don't know if I said this to you. Have I told you this?
No.
She goes,
Congratulations,
you've done your first Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Here's a box of chocolates, and this is. You haven't done well for numbers when you've given everybody in the audience a chocolate from a small box of chocolates and haven't gotten through to the second layer of the box of chocolates. There was still a good 5 chocolates left.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
That's rough. Like, I just, there's things about it I really liked, and then there was things about it, I think one of the things for me was because my show was quite late.
Yeah.
I sort of felt every day like I'm just waiting on doing it.
Yeah,
So it's sort of just
that's a bit weird.
Just clawing at your fucking hopes, It was nice though, the having the late show was good though, because then
you could do other ones.
Yeah, but you can also maybe like, you can see what the sales are like that day, and you can maybe either throw on a promotion or, with flyering late, like people are maybe they're looking for something to do that night. You know what I mean? Or they've seen something and they're like, fuck, we might stay out. So it sort of had like a bit of a vibe.
How late was it?
Up, like starting at 10:30.
Okay.
So like it wasn't like super late, but it's late enough where you're getting people that maybe had a few pints, but they're not absolutely wrecked. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Because there's obviously like, shows that are starting at 3:30 and people are putting ping pong balls up their fucking noses, and all sorts of things. And you're just like, it's fucking weird. But no, listen, thanks for coming on and hearing me. This is what I'm like on 4 hours sleep. I'm sorry. Like
I enjoyed it immensely. I'd like to see you in 2 hours sleep. I think you are a scientific experiment waiting to happen. I reckon we can break you.
See what happens if we remove the sandwiches from his life. I'm just.
He just did a 7-hour podcast reviewing films he hasn't yet seen. He's had an hour of sleep.
Trailers.
It was amazing. Beekeeper 2, he's shite. It's not even him in the mask.
That's fucking amazing. I hope in Beekeeper it starts off with Statham in Healy Reyes in Clorglen. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine if
selling honey and Kerry, like
your uncle was from Kerry and you gave him a jar of honey and she channeled. You want to know where we have the gold?
All right. Well, here, listen. Thanks for coming in, mate. Go see Neil in the SSE on this Friday, 16th of February, and
everywhere around as well,
and everywhere. Links in the description, and take it easy, and we will see you in the next one. Cheers.